What is arguably the biggest fan favorite off of John Mayer's second album, Heavier Things, is Bigger Than My Body. However, since 2010, this song had not been performed, and once the John Mayer solo tour started, and people realized that requests were being taken by John just as the setlist kind of evolved for whatever songs the fans wanted to hear that night, Bigger Than My Body actually became quite a popularly requested one. And at the Vancouver show on the John Mayer solo tour that I went to, we got quite the surprise in terms of hearing Bigger Than My Body again. Now, it was at this point during the concert that John was just talking to the crowd and actually discussing a few different songs that were being requested on the various sides. Bigger Than My Body was one that had multiple requests for that evening, and it's really cool to hear John kind of discuss something he learned when it comes to recording songs, especially when it comes to effects pedals really being the main part of at least the guitar part of the song.
I'm going to try to position it in a way to show you why that kind of doesn't work. But I'm going to start with the one that really doesn't work, and we'll end with one that does work. But there's two for Bigger Than My Body, and this is the thing about songwriting that I learned. It's hard to tour and play live a song that was in the studio coming from a box that makes a bunch of sounds, a box that you then need to bring with you because all of it's going.
Now, of course, John is talking about the Roger Lenn Adrenaline, specifically the very first Adrenaline version that he actually used to record Bigger Than My Body with. I believe it was preset 150 is what he actually used. There's some conflicting information even from Roger Lenn on what settings John actually used. Maybe if I get one of them in the future, I can actually figure it out and break it down for you guys in terms of, okay, I actually have the pedal here, and this is exactly how John gets that effect. But I believe it's preset 150 is what John used. And for some further background on how that pedal works in terms of Bigger Than My Body quickly without having it here, essentially it syncs up with a drum beat in the pedal, and why the song is so complicated to perform live, even a song like Heartbreak Warfare, which also originally used the Roger Lenn Adrenaline 3 and one of the settings on it, what they would have to do is actually send that drum signal to Steve Jordan or Aaron Sterling, whoever is drumming for John, so that they could keep in perfect time with the drum beat from the pedal, and it just becomes this way too complicated process and thing to perform with for that song. And John has actually had, I believe, at least one time where the adrenaline actually broke on him in the middle of a show and he had to change out the song that he was going to perform, I believe Heartbreak Warfare, for something different during the night. So that's kind of why Bigger Than My Body essentially went by the wayside in terms of set lists. Just became overly complicated and not really worth it in terms of the setup and everything that was needed to perform the song properly with that guitar pedal.
Because I think when I'm playing Bigger Than My Body, it just sounds like this. Not very exciting.
However, one thing that was just so amazing was that as John was explaining how Bigger Than My Body wouldn't work on an acoustic guitar, and he kind of relearned how to play that opening riff, it took him one try to refigure it out. Everyone in the crowd started cheering. We all were just cheering and going nuts. And then he was kind of like, all right, let's just see how it goes. And we got the most of Bigger Than My Body that we had in 13 years.
This is a consequence. But then I can do that and go like, that's kind of interesting. This is an island. All right, I'll keep going. Standing behind the horizon, I'm tired of something true. You're so grounded, got mountains, I'm surrounded by all this blue. Guess I serve while I'm waiting for my fuse to dry.
I actually really liked how Bigger Than My Body sounded on the acoustic guitar, and combine that with John's vocals and of course the whole crowd going nuts for hearing the song for the first time in so long. It was really special, and although John played just kind of the intro, the first verse, and the chorus, it's the most of Bigger Than My Body that we've gotten in 13 years, so maybe that might spark John to actually include that song in future set lists, especially with the full band, but acoustically wise, I think it did sound really great.
Someday I fly, someday I soar, so interesting. I will say it's interesting to hear.
I do think it's really crazy when you actually think about how long it's been since some of these songs have been performed live, and John's got such a massive catalog that everyone wants to hear all these different songs on the show that they go to. Something like Bigger Than My Body you almost forget about in a sense, but 13 years it's been since we've heard any of it, and it was just a real special moment to be able to witness at least a third of it being performed live. So hopefully we get to see that song again in the future. But I just wanted to share this moment with you guys from the show that I went to, which was a very special and really cool moment from John to see, as you know, the banter with the crowd and him taking song requests, actually saying there and being like, okay, I'll show you guys why Bigger Than My Body doesn't work, even though we all loved it. But it just was really cool, and yeah, just such a special tour that John did. And yeah, awesome to hear his thoughts on his Instagram page as he typed and discussed how the tour made him feel, which was just amazing, and hopefully we get more stuff like this in the future. The second leg of this John Mayer solo tour is going to be absolutely incredible. If you guys live in the States, or if you're like me in Canada, I guess I went to Vancouver, so I didn't have to leave the country, but I'm telling you guys, I would fly to the States to go see this show. I'm telling you guys that right now. It's fantastic. So if you can make it happen, I highly suggest you go and see this upcoming tour for the second leg of the John Mayer solo tour. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment on your thoughts down below, or a song that you'd really like to hear performed on the next leg of the solo tour, as the comments and engagement just all helps the algorithm. All hail that crazy algorithm on YouTube. And if you've made it to this far in the video as well and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It all just helps let me know I'm doing a good job with the videos and to keep doing what I'm doing. Until next time, you guys, thank you so very much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Anyway, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you like what you see.